In the early 1950s, women's track and field received little recognition. Many, mostly men, believed it wasn't a proper activity for young ladies. At the 1952 Olympics in Helsinki, women had only 9 events, compared to 24 for men, and there were no running events longer than 220 yards for women. That same year, Central Kings Rural High School opened here in the Annapolis Valley. Coach Burton Bowlby quickly formed a girls' track and field team to compete at the first Annapolis Valley Zone Headmasters competition held at Acadia University.
It was the first year that girls were able to compete in the Headmasters events. And so any records that were set that year became the established records. And my friend Pearl did better at that event than I did, so she had the honors for that one.
I competed in the races running and came in second, got a silver medal. And we also did the final leg of the relay, and we did all right in that race as well.
However, event organizer Major Fred Kelly, who strongly opposed female athletes, limited the girls' events to just 4.
Running was limited to the 60-yard dash and the relay, and you could do broad jump and softball throw. As kids, we've been doing running and jumping and all those things for years, so we had been competing in little track meets every spring for 4 years before I went to Central Kings. So when I got there, it was a chance to do it all over again. So it was fun. There was no track to practice. Relay team, we practiced in the hall while classes were in session, and we went off to the track meet in our old gym suits and our sneakers, which were cheapest ones you could find probably. And I don't remember any training or any stretching or any preparation. I think we sat in the bleachers, and when it was time to run, they called your name and you went down and ran.
One has to recognize that girls' track and field and girls' sports in general was not well recognized and organized in that time period, and this represents one of the first attempts to do so. So we have to think of this team as being pioneers and trailblazers for girls' sports in particular, and track and field at Central Kings in general.
From this pool, Coach Bowlby selected 7 talented athletes: Madeline Coleman, Laura Schofield, Thelma Chase, Pearl Chase, June Clark, Mary Sanford, and Jean Lewis. 5 of them had been competing since they were just 10 or 11 years old. Together, they became the first girls' team to represent Central Kings in inter-school competition. Despite limited events and little experience at this level, the team won the meet convincingly, defeating several well-established town schools from across the valley. Their success earned them a team photo and a write-up in the local paper. They achieved all of this without even having a running track at their school, and without female role models to guide them. Their victory marked the beginning of a proud tradition. Track and field soon became a key part of Central Kings culture. An annual school meet was established, and eventually a high-quality cinder and dirt track was built, hosting district, regional, and provincial competition.
Well, I just know we were happy that we won, and I don't actually remember the picture being taken, but obviously it was. It was no big event because we'd been doing it before, sort of thing. No accolades when we got back to school. We didn't parade across the stage or anything like that.
Hi, my name is Karen Davidson, and I am the daughter of Mary Sanford. We were so excited when we learned the news that she is to be inducted in the Berwick, Nova Scotia Sports Hall of Fame, and I am honored to be here speaking on her behalf. My mother spent most of her childhood in Berwick and moved to Massachusetts to complete high school. I had always known my mother was very involved in sports, particularly basketball, and she earned the vote of most athletic in her senior year of high school. However, I was surprised to learn from June Clark that my mother was not only a member of the track and field team at Central Kings Rural High School, but was an accomplished high jumper and sprinter. Thank you for this recognition of my mom, Mary Sanford, and the other women of Central Kings Rural High School 1953 Senior Girls Track and Field Team. Congratulations, champions.
Yeah, it was fun. I had between my running and my thing, I was a good jumper and a good dancer.
The Berwick Sports Hall of Fame is pleased to induct in the teen category this truly groundbreaking group and true pioneers, the 1953 Central Kings Senior Girls Track and Field Team and their coach Burton Bowlby, building a legacy that has lasted more than 70 years.